it's Andre, and it's time to recap episode 3 of She-Hulk. Spoiler alert, this is a full recap of the episode, not just a standard review, so there will be spoilers. So when we last left She-Hulk, Jim was about to take on the case of Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination, to try to get him paroled, but unfortunately, video has surfaced of Abomination versus Wong in the underground fight club that we saw in Shang-Chi. So that parole ain't looking like it's gonna be possible if you got someone actually breaking out of prison. Jin confronts Emil about this video footage, first saying, I thought you didn't become Abomination anymore, and second, when'd you break out and why? And Emil was like, hey, first off, I didn't say I couldn't become Abomination, I just say I choose not to become Abomination. And second, leaving prison wasn't his idea. Apparently, he was forced by Wong. Which means we're gonna get a Wong cameo in this episode. I love the part where Jin's in the car and she's like, I know you're all excited to see Wong, but I wanna let you know, there's not gonna be one of those cameo every week type of shows, even though we've had a cameo every week in the show. She even lists them off and everything, but she looks at the cameras like, but remember whose show this is.
Just remember whose show this actually is.
Exactly. Daredevil, it's not just playing. And as Jin is preparing for the case, more people are talking about She-Hulk, which leads to one of the most evil villains ever in the MCU. Scarier than Thanos, more evil than Kang. I'm of course talking about social media. Yeah, man, Marvel apparently knows the internet very well, almost too well, because there's this whole section in the episode where they show social media tweets and videos of people talking about She-Hulk. And wow.
They took the Hulk's manhood away, but then they gave it to a woman?
I have no problem with female heroes. I'm just saying, make your own.
It is funny and also sad just how meta accurate they were able to get exactly how some men were going to respond to She-Hulk in the show, but also the show. It just kind of shows how choreographed this whole thing is. They know at this point, if they have a female lead in a Marvel show, they know exactly how some dudes are gonna react to it, and they were already prepared to make fun of it in the show. Pretty funny and also kind of sad. So kudos to She-Hulk for calling that nonsense out. Whereas people like me enjoying the show and not getting into that stupid, too woke, oh, it's a lady nonsense. In the clear.
I don't know about y'all, but I'd smash. I don't know about y'all, but I'd smash.
Okay, She-Hulk, why you gotta call me out like that? Look, I said I'm giving this show a respectful thirst. I didn't say I'd smash. I didn't never use those words. I just said, God dang! Ah! Off camera, and I'm trying to be better about it. Wait, hold up. Why is Renee and Elise Goldsberry in this? What is happening right now? God dang, I'm hopeless! I'll never be satisfied with all these fine people! How is the show not running out of fine work? Hey. That's the only time she shows up, so I'm guessing we're gonna learn more about her character later. But the reason why everyone's coming into the office is because Dennis, aka Vernon, he's not there as a lawyer, he's there to be lawyered because he wants to sue an elf from New Asgard who is a shapeshifter and tricked him out of $175,000 by pretending that she was Megan Thee Stallion.
Cole, you stupid.
Brother got elfished. The selfish got elfished. Of course, Jen is like, I don't want to take on this case. I ain't dealing with him. I already got my own problems. So Pug has to take on the case. I just like Pug. I hope that Pug is not going to be like some twist thing where he's like a villain or something like that. He's like pretty chill. That's just a chill dude. I like Pug. But Pug's got his hands full. First off, because Dennis is a bunch of nonsense. And second, because this elf is already up in their office trying to get the case to get dropped. First, she pretends to be Dennis. And then she even turns into Pug. And Pug's like, no, don't you do that. Meanwhile, Jen wants to talk to Wong. It's a really quick gag, but I love that when they're looking at Wong's LinkedIn profile, he apparently worked at Target. I don't know why, but I just find that hilarious. We got a sale. I love the part where Nikki was like, I set a thirst trap, which is just herself with a bunch of books. That'll work. God damn! So Wong shows up at the office. Wong is here, everybody. I wish this was a sitcom with a laugh track because you know the audience would have been cheering for Wong to show up like special guest star. I also love that when Jen is trying to get Wong's help, he's like, look, I'm not erasing anyone's memories again, okay? We ain't doing that. And she's like, I don't want to do that. That's kind of wrong and unethical. He's like, and messy, trust me. That is a reference to Spider-Man No Way Home, because that's what Doctor Strange did. And Wong's like, yeah, I took Abomination out of the jail. Needed to do some training for my Sorcerer Supreme title. Asked him to fight me.
There's a simple explanation for that.
And Jin's like, great, I need you to testify that. Wong agrees to testify that he's responsible for Emil Blonsky leaving prison. But when Jin goes to the parole hearing, Wong is taking his sweet time to get there. So he has to put all these other witnesses up to tell all these wonderful stories about Emil and be like, look, he's cool. But the main parole guy is like, yeah, but he broke out of prison. I don't think you give parole to someone who broke out of prison. And Emil's like, look, I've changed. I promise you, I am not the same person I used to be. I feel remorse for what I've done. I just want to live on some land, do some meditation seminars, and of course, be with my 7 soulmates. And I know there were a couple people online that was like, oh, 7 soulmates. He must mean the Thunderbolts. No, like legit, like 7 women in like flower dresses and everything. Just all like, oh, Emil Blonsky. This dude got 7 ladies. Give me some gamma radiation, all right? And if that's what it takes, I'm try anything at this point. And while this is happening, Jin has to deal with the other evil villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. News rumors. They're saying everything from Jin being pregnant by Emil Blonsky, saying that she's one of his soulmates, making up rumors that she got rejected by the Avengers, even making up a rumor that she got a mafia hit on her and that's how she got her powers, which is supposedly a reference to how she actually got her powers in the comic books I read on the internet. And while Jin's waiting on Wong, Pug is trying to win this case, which seems like it's gonna be pretty easy because this elf is wild. Because she lives on New Asgard and she's the heiress of like some royal elf lineage, that she has diplomatic immunity. And the judge is like, but you ain't in New Asgard right now. And she's like, Asgard isn't a place, it is a people. And the judge is like, don't be pulling that Thor mess on me. She even tries to impersonate the judge at one point to drop the case. Yeah, man, don't mess with elves, man. Don't mess with elves. Wong finally shows up, gives his speech about how he released Emil Blonsky from prison to train to be Sorcerer Supreme by doing this fight.
There's a simple explanation for that.
But the thing that Wong specifically says that helps, even though he let Abomination out and offered Abomination to stay at his home at the Comitage, Emil Blonsky himself chose to go back to prison. He didn't want to stay out. So not only was Emil forced out of prison, but he voluntarily returned. And to add icing on the cake, Emil turns himself into Abomination to be like, see, look, I can change into man anytime I want to. I'm choosing not to. Freaks everybody out, but proves his point. And Jin is able to even put some topping on that. It's like, see, because he could turn into Abomination at any time, he could have broke out of here at any time, but he didn't until he was forced to by Wong. And the parole board was like, all right, I guess we gotta let him go. But I'm still like questioning the whole Emil Blonsky thing. Like, is he telling the truth? Is Wong even telling the truth? So Emil Blonsky gets parole, but under one condition: he could never turn into Abomination again. If he does, he's going right back into prison. And I'm pretty sure he will never turn into Abomination ever again. Right, Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Right, Thunderbolts? But then that parole board was also like, Wong, you just admitted that you released a prisoner from prison. I believe that is a crime. And Wong was like, portal out.
I must depart.
I love it. He was like, I must depart. And just rolled out. Man, this is Wong's world and we are just living in it. We are in the WCU, the Wong Cinematic Universe. So Jin is happy she won her case, but she's still not liking all the rumors and everything being said about her as She-Hulk. Jin's hoping that once this passes, she will be able to go back to her normal life, except for the fact that she can turn into a She-Hulk. And Nikki's like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Everybody knows about you. This is gonna be something you're gonna have to deal with forever. Even Emil Blonsky is like, yeah, the news is never gonna stop talking about you, so do you want to let them keep coming up with rumors, or do you want to take care of things, put matters into your own hands? But while Jin is talking about her case, Pug shows up to talk about his case. I love the fourth wall break that Jin does there.
Connecting the A and B story, nice.
I connected the A story to the B story, nice. Tell me, man, we gotta get She-Hulk and Deadpool together. When can that happen? Pug asks for Jin's help, and Jin basically grills Dennis on the stand so that he can win the case. She's like, I'm gonna help you win, but I'm gonna talk crap about you in doing so. She's like, this man is entitled, delusional, and yes, he is so ridiculous that he would literally believe he was dating Megan Thee Stallion, even though she was driving a Passat.
Cole, you stupid.
So they win the case, and the actual Megan Thee Stallion is actually in the room. Like, see, I told y'all there's only one Megan Thee Stallion. Ah. So Jen takes Emil Blonsky's advice, decides that the only way she's gonna stop all these rumors about her is to do an actual interview. So she goes on the news to be interviewed, but of course that gets cut short. And because she woman, we're gonna get her diet and exercise tips.
When we come back, She-Hulk shares her diet and exercise secrets.
I'm sorry, what?
Awkward talk, sweet girls.
So Jen's feeling pretty good, won the case, put herself out there on the news, everything's going good, she's going home, and then she gets attacked by some Bob the Builders. Random dudes who supposedly have stolen Asgardian construction gear. So it's like hard hats and wrecking balls, but with powers. One of the guys' name is Thunderball, so I looked it up on the Marvel database, and apparently that's part of a crew called the Wrecking Crew. Not to be confused with the NES game of the same name. Hey, they attack Jen. At first she's like, oh no, I'm scared. And then she's like, wait a minute, I can turn into She-Hulk. I got this. She pulls a straight up Rita Repulsa on them. Make my She-Hulk grow! And knocks them out. But one of the things that they try to do while attacking her is they try to stab her with a needle because they were trying to get her blood. When they're in the car, they're talking about how they did not get the blood that they're supposed to get for their boss. So who do you think their boss is? And we get the last shot of Jen looking into the car window and just realizing this is the life she lives now as She-Hulk. So pretty standard episode. Seems like that because they were able to clear Emil Blonsky, that now we're gonna be able to see maybe some other cases in this series. Even though there were a couple of goddangs, I was able to get through this episode as respectful as possible. So let's check out the after credit scene. I wonder what else is gonna happen.
My little cat won't make it work. Make it work. Make it work. Make it work. Make it work.
I'm sorry. Screw it. Ah! God dang! God dang! I am trying! She-Hulk is twerking! Ah! Oh my God! Oh! Oh, God dang! God dang! God dang! Respectful thirst. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I like to thank all the visual artists, visual effects artists. They're doing the God's work.
This is the coolest thing you've ever done.
Oh, they know what they doing, man. They know. So yeah, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we got She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know what else to say. I'm done. Video's over.